Hello everyone, Namaste. My name is Kelsey with Igniting Insight and I am here with your weekly Ascension energy reading for the week of July 1st. Now, right off the bat, I want to mention that on the 2nd, we have the solar eclipse, the new moon solar eclipse in Cancer. This is going to be a powerful day / week / month / half a year, basically. I talked a little bit about it in my last reading, but I wanted to touch on it again. So basically this solar eclipse is going to be a powerful time of inner realizations, emotional truth, things coming to the surface, but very internal. You might be experiencing some sort of changes in your home life or your emotional life, your relationships, your family, things like that. Those are all ruled by Cancer. But really my understanding of this eclipse is that it's going to be very internal. So it's going to be something that you feel like you may commit to taking action on, but not necessarily taking that action until perhaps the full moon lunar eclipse in Capricorn on the 17th. I would say this axis of Cancer and Capricorn is really about kind of the internal and the external. So Cancer's the internal, Capricorn's the external. So I would say really take some time to focus on acknowledging what's coming in, but you don't need to feel like you need to take action on it right away. I'm going to be posting a video link down below from Wonder Girl Astrology because I watched her video on this eclipse yesterday and I just feel like this is all of the information you could possibly need about it. I think she does a really good job of talking about all the aspects and the chart and really giving good insight about what this is going to be. So I think that's just going to be helpful for you if you want to check it out. I just felt called to link it because I'm here to give you the best information I can, and if I find it elsewhere, then I'm happy to provide that. So if you're new to my channel, I'm an intuitive tarot card reader. I'm a singer-songwriter and producer, a light worker. I'm basically here to help you ascend on your journey. These readings are for light workers, starseeds, anyone that's on the awakening or ascension journey, okay? So this is a general reading about the week ahead. It's not necessarily going to resonate deeply with everyone because it's general, but I do my best to give kind of a broad overview of the energies and a lot of insight and tips about how to use those energies. So there should be something in here for everyone. I just made a new spread format for these readings. This is just week 2 that I'm doing these, but this will be a consistent thing on this channel. And I wanted to basically share what it is. So I'm just going to hold it up for you actually so you can see what questions are we asking. And so this is what we're going to be looking at in the reading. So we're going to pull a card for what we need to reflect on, what we need to take action on, what we need to release, what we need to call in, a message from source, and I'm going to pull 2 oracle cards for guidance. So I always use a mix of tarot and oracle in my readings because I think that that's the best way to get as much information and messages as possible. And if you are interested, I do offer private personal readings. I offer a half-an-hour session where you can ask any questions you have. We can pull as many or as few cards as you want, and we can talk about anything that you want. And I basically provide intuitive coaching along with the reading. So it's very much an interactive session. So if you're someone that's resonating with my readings and you're interested in that, you can send me an email. I'll put the link down below. It's info@ignitinginsight.com. It's $33 for a half-hour session, so I try to make it pretty affordable, and it's definitely a great way to get further insight and information, especially if these general readings are resonating with you. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull the cards. I'm feeling a lot of it's the sense that I'm getting is like things rising to the surface. Okay, so what that means to me is we've kind of been going along on our path, living our life, you know, doing our best to integrate and to heal and to ascend and, you know, do all the things we do as spiritual beings. But there's kind of this new energy that's coming up that might feel a little overwhelming, actually. It might be a bit of a surprise. This is just an intuitive message that's coming through for you, but definitely it's a good week to give yourself a lot of space and just allow these things to come up and not feel like you need to overthink things, because the eclipse is really meant to kind of reveal things that have been hidden before, and it could feel a little intense, but it's nothing you can't handle. Source never gives you things that you can't handle. So if you are someone feeling more emotional or kind of a little bit of overwhelm, know that it will pass, and the best thing you can do is just kind of give yourself time to sit with those feelings, whatever's coming up, spend time in meditation and reflection, and just let things pass, because they will pass. Okay, so I'm going to bring you down so you can see the cards that I pulled. Okay, so for what to reflect on, we have the King of Wands. So what this means to me, what I'm getting for this card, is we really need to reflect on how we're owning our creative power. I'm definitely getting drawn to the lion here, which is a symbol of strength and courage. So it's asking you to reflect on what ways in your life do you come forward with strength and courage, and what ways are you maybe lacking in that? What ways do you maybe have to work on being more courageous and using more strength to basically manifest what it is that you want to create in your life? With all the red energy here, I'm seeing that there's a need to be grounded in the physical with your root chakra foundation. And so this is just, it's asking you, I'm just trying to get it to focus here. It's asking you to reflect on the ways that you hide and the ways that you show up in your life. That's really the message I'm getting here. And then for something to take action on, we have Temperance. So what I'm getting with this is actually, Temperance is a card all about balance and making sure that you're attending to things equally, creating a give and take of energy in your life, and as you can see here, she has the different elements, creating a rainbow of, which is, to me, the rainbow symbolizes potential. So it's kind of the need to balance in order to manifest your highest potential. So, but really, Temperance is not very much of an active card, and that makes a lot of sense with this moon. So what I'm getting here is kind of more reflection energy, really trying to take action to bring things into balance in your life. But that is going to be kind of more of an internal process this week, meaning you are going to want to do some reflection and make some decisions about what things you want to really keep, what things you might want to let go, and really, I'm hearing like, how much can you achieve? How much can you have on your plate? Do you have too much on your plate where you need to get rid of some things? Or do you have room on your plate where you can take on some more things and maybe embrace some more creative projects? But really, this card is about waiting to take action in the physical and doing more internal work to make sure that you're balanced so that when the time comes to take those actions, you are able to. What to release, we have the Eight of Cups. This is moving on from something emotionally. That's really the gist of this card. Cups is emotion, it's water, it's the element of Cancer. So again, it makes sense that it's showing up here. We have the full moon here that's hidden by this weeping willow. So there could be some sadness that needs to be released. You could need to, have a cry, or yeah, I would say definitely a lot of you could need to just cry something out. And it doesn't have to be... I'll share this. I actually cried today for seemingly no reason, but it was just the energy of needing to release some emotion. So that could happen. And, when that does happen, you don't need to judge it. Just let it flow out. Because a lot of time, it's energy, right? So if we have energy of sadness, whether we have the ability to label it or whether it is connected to anything that we can think or feel that's specific from our physical past or present, it's just a release of emotion, and it's what we need to do in order to move on emotionally. And that's really what this card is about. So I definitely think that could be coming up for a lot of you. I'm definitely wanting to recommend water therapy. So specifically salt baths. I love to take Epsom salt baths anytime I feel like I need to cleanse. And I honestly do this usually a couple times a week. At least once a week, because it's just amazing for when you say you do have a cry and you feel like you've released, but maybe it still feels like something's a little bit stuck or you're not completely cleansed. Taking that bath at the end of the day can really be what you need to totally cleanse that out, let it go, and move forward. Again, this next card is really reflective of the Temperance in the space of what to take action on. We have the Hanged Man for what to call in. The Hanged Man is all about waiting and watching and immobility. So I really think this is not a week to be taking any hard actions on anything. It's really a reflective week. It's really a week to go internal, to nurture yourself, love yourself, do a lot of self-care, do a lot of emotional releasing, and basically wait for what is to come. The message from Source we have is the Nine of Wands, which is all about kind of standing your ground and being a little bit on guard. We have another lion here in this particular deck, which is the Crystal Visions Tarot. The Wands suit has a lot of lions associated with it. So I think that's very interesting to note. Going back here to what to reflect on, the message from Source again is to do that reflection. And what I'm getting with this card specifically is to not make any sudden movements yet. You're here in a solid place, so you can kind of stand your ground. You've accomplished a lot so far, and it's not a defensive energy per se, unless you want it to be that. But I'm hearing from Source that being, offensive is not the way to go right now. Being very grounded and subtly defensive is what you want to be doing. And I think really the word is grounded. When you are grounded and rooted and solid in your current state, you automatically are defended, if that makes sense. I pulled an extra message from Source. So we have the Hermit. Again, there's a lot of similar energy here. This is about going within. It's about solitude. And again, about reflection. So, the message this week is very, very clear. I don't really think that I don't really think it needs to be repeated anymore because I think it's very clear. It's just a week to let things release, reflect on, you know, what direction you want to be going in your life, and take a lot of time to yourself to just reflect internally. So I'm going to get a couple of oracle cards for guidance, and then I'll close out the reading. So these are just general guidance cards for the week ahead. So we have spaciousness. What do I no longer need? Help me, God, to release whatever people, places, or things drain my vital essence. Show me what will fill me with enthusiasm and joy. So this is asking you to create space to release the old and bring in the new. Again, it's the message, it's the overall message that's been coming through this entire reading. I do want to point out the butterfly here, which symbolizes transformation. So it is telling you that we're in a time of transformation. And you do want to, you know, as well as releasing things emotionally, again, going back to this King of Wands, what to reflect on. Really reflect on what lights you up, what brings you joy, what things do you want to be spending your time on, what direction do you want to take your life once this cleansing has happened? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do with your energy? Ask Source to show you what will fill you with enthusiasm and joy. So if you're feeling unsure about direction, you can meditate and ask Source to show you and see what insights come to you. Or even go take a walk. I love to do meditation while walking, active meditation, and just see what information you get, what thoughts come up, or what inspires you. Okay. And from this deck, we have 2 cards. We have Flow and Acceptance. So you can, it's just amazing what will come through in a reading, because look at all of this water. You know, look at this. This is a river, a waterfall, and the waves. It's water energy. It's Cancer energy, right? Accept and go with the flow. Accept what is coming in and what is wanting to go. And look how she's this being is so free, and she's riding on these, looks like flying fish, and she's trusting them. She has her eyes closed. She's not even looking where she's going. So this is what acceptance is. It's going with the flow, riding the wave, and letting Source or the universe take you where you're meant to go, trusting that you will be led, you will be taken where you're meant to go, and going with the flow. Again, it's a reiteration of that message, okay? When you're at peace with your life, when you're in a sense of harmony and acceptance, your life does flow. Things flow a lot more easily. There's not resistance to hold you back. So that's the big lesson with this solar eclipse in this week ahead. It's get yourself into a state of reflection, figure out what you need internally, and then let the universe show you how to manifest that externally, okay? So thank you so much for watching. I really hope this reading was helpful. If I didn't mention the decks I use, they will be down below if you want to look into them at all. I really hope that this solar eclipse treats you well, that you get everything you're meant to out of it, that you have a really beautiful, process of releasing and calling the new with this energy. Let me know what you thought about the reading, if it resonates, or if you have any questions. I'd love to read your comments. And I really hope to see you next week in the next reading. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste.